Company performing Dance Pop Parties.
Found a good woman, found a job that pays. The tide comes in, watch it all wash away. But I'm keeping it steady, and that's just how I was raised. Head held up, walking tall, and each breaking wave. 'Cause the devil's in the details, and he's taking his toll. Sending good men down the foot trails of some lost, lonely soul. And I say, oh, oh, rain don't change the sun. And jealous is the night when the morning comes, but it always comes. I worked at Dana Corporation. Started here in 1978. Good place to work. Good benefits. Good pay. Produced heavy truck sidebars for like the Peterbilts, Max, Volvos. And our other building produced F-150 frames for Ford. We used to make mailboxes during the war. And the 50 caliber gun transits. They even made lids for coffins. We used to do that in Lewis Division in 108. It was always a big thing when we did the lids to the coffins. There was always somebody that wanted to keep one because they said they could use it later. I mean, it was dangerous. It was a butcher shop because there were a lot of people hurt. Of course, then you had the coal crackers. Those guys, come to Friday and didn't have any money, they take off the first knuckle there, they get $1,000 for that, so they'd have money to go drinking on the way home. The guys were a bunch of characters. I mean, we did all kinds of stuff. Of course, we had one guy, Boomer. He was always like picking on this one guy, Fred. Fred used to go back in the corner at lunchtime and sleep. He used to take his shoes off. Well, one day, we decided that we were going to put this pipe so it aimed right down in that corner. And then we collected these pint cans of poster paint, blue. Of course, Fred went back there to sleep, as usual, took his shoes off. Then he had a 5-gallon bucket of paint come down him in the corner. Made the whole corner blue. Of course, it also made Fred blue. Fred knew exactly who did it. He's screaming Boomer at the top of his lungs, running down the aisle chasing Boomer. And all you see is these blue footprints going down the aisle. And you hear Fred yelling and screaming he's going to kill him. And Boomer's laughing so bad he could hardly make it away from him. We used to do all kinds of dumb stuff. We used to have races with the scooters. Of course, scooters were always fun because you could always take that wire from the spark plug and put that up through the seat, so when they sat on it and they went to start the scooter, they'd get shocked from the spark plug. That was always neat. We usually did that to the foreman because most of them deserved it. But the guys got along pretty well. I mean, we used to go golfing together. A lot of times motorcycles we put in if they needed work for a guy to get home. It was pretty neat. I mean, it was more like a giant family. You had those family members you didn't get along with, but most of the time, everybody, even if you didn't really like them that much, you did help them if they needed help. I do remember a couple things where we had a guy that was loading frames on the railroad cars. And what happened was, he was doing this for a while, but for some reason, it was just like he was just out to lunch that day. He walked between the train cars when they were hooking up the empty cars, and they coupled him between the couplers of the cars. Cut him in half, but he didn't die. He was alive yet. They called the ambulance. They got the nurse down and everything. He didn't feel anything, he wasn't in pain. But as soon as they uncoupled that car, everybody knew that he was going to just bleed out and die. So they got a phone, he called his wife and stuff, and talked to his wife and told his wife what happened, and told her that he ain't coming home. And the ambulance was there, and they uncoupled him, and sure enough, he was dead like in a couple of minutes, just long enough for the blood to run out. We had another guy, one of my friends who used to live in Hamburg. Stanley was a welder for maintenance. I was repairing hangers for the paint shop, and his Stanley was a lead welder on the line. And they had this gantry that they picked up these frames with to move them into the paint shop. Well, the next thing you know, I seen him go relieve one of the guys, and he walked through the electric eye, and for some reason there was a malfunction in the electronics, and the gantry came down, and the clamp went through his forehead. And I just seen Gary go limp, and I thought, oh no, because he had 3 young kids, a wife, and it took him 15 minutes to unclamp it because the program was that screwed up. But you could tell that he was gone, and it was really a shame. Of course, that was towards the end of Dana. That was around 2000, and what happened was the guys basically left the line. They said they wouldn't work no more. They told them, lay us off, we're done. We're not going through that with this equipment. So for about a week, no one would work because Gary got killed in the line.
So I'm working the graveyard, I don't sleep till it's night. And calling it favors, I can't swallow my pride, no. And the banks on mission, they wanna read me my rights. But they ever show up around here, they gon' be in for a fight. Because the devil's in my hometown, and I ain't telling them no. Cause it's my family, it's my love now, and I'm scared to let go. Rain don't change the sun. You're jealous of the night when morning comes. But it always
I used to call one guy Weasel. Of course, Weasel was a trip. After the plant closed, he moved down to Delaware with Freddie in a trailer park down there. Weasel wasn't the brightest. He worked up in 32 as a welder. And well, I guess he was that depressed after he lost his job that he tried to commit suicide. Tried to shoot himself with a 22. Well, he wasn't very good at things. He wasn't very good at that either. The bullet went up through his chin, took out his eye, and lodged in his forehead outside the skull. So what he did was he went up to Freddie's place, bleeding all over the place. Freddie's wife was a nurse. So she patched him up, and they wanted to send him to the hospital. He said, no, he said, I'm not allowed to have guns. So he went back to his trailer. When Dana closed, it was sad because there were a lot of good jobs that were going. And I know about the first 2 months, they used to keep everybody abreast of what was going on with the other workers. And we had 50 people that I know of that committed suicide and were successful. So things didn't go well. My last day there was November 20th, 2000. It was, really wasn't the highlight of my life. The reason that our plant closed, the biggest reason, was because Bill Clinton signed the NAFTA agreement. Now, when they signed the NAFTA agreement, I don't think it took us 6 months before we were closed. So there's a lot of people that weren't happy at all about that. It was happening at a lot of different places. As this happened, you found out that everybody was trying to make ends meet and it just wasn't working. You couldn't make it. And a lot of guys didn't know what they were going to do next. Really didn't have that many places to go anymore because places had started closing down. Lucent's was gone, and Lucent's only lasted like a year after we closed. They even closed Glidden Paints after a while. But there were other companies that were going out. So it wasn't just the idea that Dana closed, just go find a job elsewhere, but that really just wasn't going to happen. And if you put yourself in their position, you find out how frustrating and how scary it actually gets. It gets to the point where their constant struggle was to get enough money to make ends meet or just to get by. So they were looking for any job. Didn't really matter what job it was, just the idea that they had a job. I often wonder what would have happened if Dana would have stayed open. I probably would have retired and just went on about my merry way. I mean, they really didn't care about us as employees. They just looked at us as cannon fodder, something to be sacrificed. And it's not fair. It's not right. But they just don't care. And that's the only way that anybody can really look at it, is they don't care.
And I say, oh, please don't change the sun. Jealous is the night when the morning comes, but it always comes. It's still our home. It's still our home. After the night, the morning comes. fountain or the shrine. But that day, you know, I left my money and I thought of you only, all that copper glowing fine. And I wonder what became of you, what became of you. Sunlight over me, no matter
I curate another show here, another dance series called Aiden Show that's coming up next week. That's the last show of this year. We have 4 shows of Aiden Show. Aiden Show is literally what it is, 18 shows. We have 8 dance companies, but they showcase shorter pieces of work between 5 and 12 minutes. I have a really eclectic lineup next Wednesday, that's the 28th. So come back and enjoy that show. And we have last show of this year on December 30th. It's called 30-30-30. It's a dance show with 30 dance companies showcasing 3 minutes of work each. And it means it's a lot of dance companies, but I'm sure it's going to be done within 2 hours, honestly. And I've been doing this since 2016, and what happens at the end, it's a big dance party. So everybody comes up on the stage, we all dance together. We take the party up to the lounge, and we continue. And we sort of warm up to the music, which is right next to it. So you guys probably have a lot of plans for 31st, but 30th, if you're free, come here and have a dance party with us. So we'd love to introduce you to the choreographers this evening's choreographers. Please, choreographers, come and join me here. This is Rosa Seveliva of the Borscht Collective. And this is Zoe Reed-Helm. And Vanessa Long is the director and the choreographer of Vanessa Long Dance Company. Zoe Reed-Helm has been working with Vanessa Long for a long time, and she has co-choreographed the piece that you just seen this evening. So please fill in the Share Your Thoughts form, and there's a little white box you will miss it as you come into the lounge. It's to your right. So leave your thoughts behind for these artists. I'll be glad to share it with them. And now you know who they are. Grab another drink and stay on and mingle with them and share your thoughts directly with them. So thanks again for coming out tonight, and have a wonderful night of Thanksgiving to you.
Oh, you can just press the power button. Yeah, and then it'll give you a series of prompts. So, shut down. Yes, shut down after clean exit. Yes.